Okay, in this lesson, we're going to continue with the fundamental series, and we are going to look at a cool feature in Onshape that is called loft. With loft, you can create some really organic shapes quite easily. If you use imagination, you can think of some really cool things to do. So I've created, you could probably call this a flower vase. Really easy to do. And I'm going to show you how I created this organic shape in Onshape. So what we'll do is we'll just get started to begin with. So as we normally do, go to Onshape. Okay, we'll go to create a new document. Okay, we're going to call it loft. I've already got a loft already, so I'll call it loft 2. Then click OK. And then that'll load up our workspace. So we're going to use the top work plane today, and also we're going to add in other work planes. So we're going to get rid of the front and the right. So let's go front and right. Let's get rid of those. Going to go to sketch on the top plane, press N, and we're going to start to draw the base of our product. So again, I'm just going to pretty much freestyle this. I'm not drawing to specific sizes yet, but I'll just round the numbers up. So let's say 60 by 30. You can do the same, just round your numbers up. I'm going to add on some curves at the end here. So to do that, I'll use the 3-point arc. So just click once, twice. Again, I'm going to do that to make them look kind of curved. Now do the same again, click and click, okay, like that. What I'm going to do to get them the same, I'm just going to go click on that one, and then press equals. They both go to the same, so I don't need to dimension them, they're both the same now. What I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to snip out this center line here, not center line, these lines here, because I don't need those. That will affect the loft as well, so I'm just going to create that and that to create it as like an outline shape. What I might do as well, just to add a bit more design to it, I'm just going to draw in here a center line, okay, like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line here, just across like that. And I'm going to mirror that line on the other side. So use the mirror tool. So to use the mirror tool, I just click mirror. I select the mirror line, which is the center line here, and then this line, and that'll flip it over to the side. Again, I could have drawn that manually, but we're trying to save a bit of time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some details. So I'm going to cut out from there to that point there to here, and I'm going to do the same thing here again, like that. Okay. Again, this is just freestyle the drawing. I'm just doing what comes to mind at the moment, and then I'm going to snip out the bits I don't need. And then if you follow this tutorial and you watch it again, you could potentially have a go at doing your own shape. So again, I need to flip that onto the other side. So press Q for my construction line, draw the mirror line through the center point, like that. Press escape, and then click your mirror. Select the lines you want to mirror. Oh, sorry, select the mirror line first, and then select the lines. So that one, and they will appear on the other side over here. Okay, and now we're just going to snip out what we don't need. Scissors. Don't need that line anymore. Don't need that line anymore. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of this and this. Okay, so we've got a shape there. So what I could do, if I was drawing this properly, I'd spend time getting it all turned in black, so it's all constrained. I'm just going to not do that today because it'll take a bit longer. I'm going to finish this sketch, and then I'm going to go to isometric to see on the plane. So what we want to do now is draw another sketch above it, and that's easy to do. So all you do is you right click on your work plane, so this turns orange, and you just go to offset plane. Okay, and that will create you another plane. You can see this one's drawn above it now, and I'm going to set the distance to, let's say, 50. Okay. So if I look from the front view, I can see now I have two work planes, one here and one here. This one I've just offsetted, and it appears in my work plane as well here. Go to isometric, and I'm going to now go to sketch, and I want to sketch in this new plane. I'm going to press N and flip it to the top, so I can see my drawing below. And what I want to do is I want to use that as a reference point for my new drawing. So I'm going to turn on the no, not yet. I don't want to turn on first. I'm going to use the tool up here, which is called Project Convert Geometry. So we click this one, and this allows you to project the geometry from the sketch below onto your work plane. So this is almost like using tracing paper and tracing it onto the new work plane. So you've got the exact same drawing on the work plane above. Okay, so if I go isometric, you can see that I've just traced it, which is quite cool, which means that you don't have to redraw things. You can just use the same geometry, which is really useful. Now, what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to go back to the top view, and I'm going to turn all this geometry here into construction lines because I want to use it as a point of reference. So I'm going to highlight it all like this, and then I'm going to go to construction line, and that will change it all to a construction line. Okay, so you can see now we have the original one and this one as a construction line. Remember, the construction lines are for points of reference. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the offset tool. You've seen that one before. So again, offset tool is here. I'm going to click that, and I want to select that line, that line. And when I use offset tool, it's basically using this geometry. Let's change direction actually. Okay, there, it's using this geometry, but just offsetting it by a set distance. Okay, because all these are just time-saving tasks, because it would take you a long time to try and redraw that exactly with that distance. So things like offset, projecting the geometry and changing it to a construction line just makes your workflow a lot quicker, like that. So I'm just going to turn that off. Oh, I've just turned it off by accident. So let's do that again. Not mirror. Offset, tick that one. Change the direction. Say here somewhere, a bit less than that, maybe like 2 or something. Click, click. Ah, why is it not working now? That's it working now. Click, click, click. Just clicking around, so we've got all the lines being offset by a set distance. Okay, so that's there. Because that's all been done nicely there. There's a nice cutout area here. What I'm going to do now is I don't have to delete that construction line because they won't affect the drawing. I'm just going to go to isometric and see what it looks like. So we've got the same thing drawn above, but we've got it a little bit smaller, like that. So it's reduced the size. What we're going to do now is we are going to just reduce this size a bit, I think, if I can. Oops, I've still got the offset selected. Don't do that mistake. Okay, let's change that to 2. Okay, that's better. I'm happy with that sketch. Okay, and then we're just going to go to isometric. So I've got one above the other now. Now I'm going to do one more sketch. So let's go for repeat the process. So right click, offset plane, and this time we will do it at, let's say, 35. Okay. And all these dimensions are just random. Then we're going to go to sketch this top plane, press the end tool, and what I'm going to do now for my final bit of drawing is I'm going to draw a circle in the center. Okay, and you can see the importance here of using the center point to start your design, because everything else is referenced then from the center. So that's really useful. So I'm going to click that center point, and I'm going to pull it out to, let's say, 15. Enter. Okay, I'll fix that sketch. So now I have 3 drawings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the loft tool, not sweep, loft this one. So what we do is just select it and you just click the first one to your second one. Okay, and that's pulled it up, you can see. And then we can see there to the third one. And then when I'm happy with that, I click OK, spin that round, and that's created me an interesting design for potential vase or flower pot. So what I can do then at the end is I can put my hole in the top. So sketch, top face, okay, press the N, and then just simply use the circle tool to go in the middle here. Click it, let's make that 12. Enter. Okay, and then go back to isometric, and then we can just simply use our extrude to remove, and then click OK. So you can see now it's inside there. And you could go in further, you could start putting things like, you could put a chamfer on this edge if you wanted to, and things like that. So, and you could even add further, even add other things to this design as well, like that. So I'm just going to try something now. I'm just thinking about something. So let's see what happens if I go to sketch 2. Again, I haven't done this before, but I'm going to give it a go. And I'm going to click on this sketch, right? I'm going to click it all. And I'm going to go to right click, transform sketch entities. And I'm going to see if I can rotate it. Now that probably won't work very well because it's rotating it from there. I wanted to rotate it from the center. So let's move him into the center. Okay. And then let's just rotate that round by a center point. Okay, let's accept that. And now see what happens to this sketch. Okay, it hasn't liked that, I don't think, for some reason. No, it didn't like that. Maybe the geometry is too complex to do that kind of revolve. But I was hoping it would give me a real complex shape, but it hasn't. Okay, so again, we can just turn off the work planes. So let's go to plane, hide that one. Where's the work plane? Plane 2, plane 1. Okay, and there you go. You can see that's like that. If you wanted to, for example, go into plane, the last work plane, you want to edit that, you could. Can we change that distance, I wonder? Probably not. Okay, that's fine. So the loft tool, you can see, can create some really interesting shapes. I'm just going to now, just seeing something I want to do. I'm going to get the radius tool. I'm going to put a little bit of radius on the bottom of here, something minimal. Give it a bit more of a feature. I'm going to go around, click those edges. like so. Okay, and then click OK with that. So a nice little idea for a vase. Looks quite complex, but you can see that it was done quite easily with a revolve tool. Sorry, a loft tool.